DT. Proud to be here with you inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, and I am ecstatic because today is a very special day for some very special people, and I am wearing that proudly on my chest. We'll talk about that in just a second here. So inside of these Cafe Kubal studios, so proud to be here with you where sports meets life. Cafe Kubal here for you on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, as well as inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, and of course on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners. And you can find them there at their drive-through location in North Syracuse and on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York. So make sure you fill your cup up right today with some Cafe Kubal. Whatever you fancy with Cafe Kubal, make sure that you get some of that today. And I appreciate everything that Cafe Kubal is doing here for our community now and always. So very, very excited today. We have a lot to get into. We have our trio of signature segments we bring you every single Friday. A trio of awesome segments at around 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So we appreciate your patience for that as we are getting out a special message for exactly what I'm talking about today. And that special message is a big old congratulations to PB&J's Lunchbox. So very happy. PB&J's Lunchbox, Streetside Cafe. I can't believe it. Celebrating their 1-year anniversary. I can't believe it because I can't believe that last April was already last year, was a year ago. But very big congratulations to PB&J's Lunchbox. So proud of all of you, especially the fantastic ownership of Pat and Sue. Big time congratulations to PB&J's Lunchbox for being amazing and going out there and doing incredible things. And in the middle of a pandemic, bringing the cafe to us on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. I cannot be more thankful. I cannot be more proud. I am so, so happy to know that Pat and Sue are having their 1-year anniversary today. And so I'm doing a lot of things, right? Pulling out all the stops. And I am so excited about this. And that's the fact that we're going to be live on site, on location today from 3 to 5 p.m. Very excited to be there from 3 to 5 p.m. today. And we're going to be hanging out with you where sports meets that thing called life. We'll be on site, on location at PB&J's Lunchbox today from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to be featuring two fantastic guests. We'll be featuring Coach Hicks, longtime strength and conditioning coach guru at Syracuse University, has done a ton to get Syracuse football players in the NFL, has connections all throughout the NFL, and he is going to be with us on site to talk about his history, his connection to the community, and there has been an outpouring, overwhelming amount of support for Coach Hicks, and he's going to be with us today around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and joining him is going to be one of my closest friends, near and dearest people to my life, Mr. Rob Drummond is going to be with us at PB&J's Lunchbox Streetside Cafe to celebrate today right around 3:30 p.m. as well as he joins our live remote on site at PB&J's Lunchbox to talk about his time at Syracuse, being a Central New York living legend, growing up here, going to JD, and then moving on and heading to Syracuse, and then going and playing many years in the NFL and the CFL before he is now training and still staying connected to the wonderful world of sports and to football as well. So I'm so grateful, so gracious, so appreciative of Mr. Rob Drummond, and I'm so excited to have him at the broadcast as well. So today, once again, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., I will be on site, on location at PB&J's Streetside Cafe, PB&J's Lunchbox. Come out and see us, 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. So I am so happy and I'm so grateful for this moment that we get to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of PB&J's by being out at PB&J's on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be incredible. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So definitely looking forward to seeing you out there. Definitely looking forward to having a great time there at PB&J's Lunchbox. The weather has been wonderful. Hopefully it holds up there, and we look forward to seeing you there. So celebrating the 1-year anniversary of PB&J's lunchbox on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. That street side cafe. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. I'm so much looking forward to going out there and seeing Pat and seeing Sue and seeing you. You know, that's the beauty of this, is we get to see you. So come out and see us. Come see Coach Hicks. Come see Rob Drummond. Come have a great time hanging out with us on site, on location at PB&J's Streetside Cafe. I'm wearing this shirt all show to show my love and show my support. So I definitely would love to see you out there at PB&J's Lunchbox. So we got plenty of show coming up for us this morning, and plenty of show from here coming up for you this afternoon from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on site, on location, with a bonus broadcast of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for the community, literally for you, going out to PB&J's Lunchbox to celebrate their 1-year anniversary today on April 15th. We will be on site, on location at the Streetside Cafe with Coach Will Hicks and Rob Drummond, Syracuse legends, Syracuse connections that we will appreciate, I will appreciate for forever. And very much cannot wait to get out there with Coach Hicks, Rob Drummond, and you. So come see our special guests, come get an autograph, come take a picture. And on top of everything that's happening with the 1-year anniversary, I'm unveiling for the first time ever the DT Melt. I'm unveiling my spin on their award-winning PB grilled peanut butter and jelly with my grilled peanut butter jelly and fluff. So I cannot wait to share with you the DT Melt. It's going to be coming to you exclusively at PB&J's Lunchbox, and I am ecstatic to be able to share that with you. So that's going to be coming today. Buy one, get one, I believe it is today only, that you can try my DT Melt grilled peanut butter, jelly, and fluff. You can get that peanut butter and fluff sandwich with a little bit of jelly on it as well, and roasted pecans. You can try that today for the first time ever, and you can get buy one, get one. So come out to PB&J's on 663 Old Liverpool Road, and let's have some fun with it, and let's enjoy our time with the DT Melt, which is going to be on the menu after today, and you could try it for the first time ever today, and it's buy one, get one for my DT Melt. So make sure you come out and get it today, and bring one to your loved ones, you know, keep one for later, have one while you're there, and let's have a great time with it. So I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. I love wearing this in support of PB&J. So shout out to Pat and Sue. I am so proud of you, and I am so happy for you. And you know how much I care about you and how much you mean to me. So God bless to you both, and thank you for your tireless effort to do something incredible in our community. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I appreciate it greatly. So much love and many thanks to each and every single one of you, and I'm so excited to be able to do this today. So very, very much looking forward to it. With that being said, it's time to jump into Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin', letting you know the list of topics for today, what's going on with our broadcast on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Well, we have plenty coming up for you. Those of you that know the show know the trio of signature segments that we're always proud to bring to you, and those signature segments are going to be the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly brought to you by Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. It is what happy tastes like. And then we'll jump in to our lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Today's topic is going to be when life doesn't go your way. And we'll talk about that very serious topic with a connection to God and to faith coming up here in just a little bit, just a few minutes. And that's brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Then we'll get into our Top Dog of the Week announcement, which will be coming to you from Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. And it's with the Marywood University Pacers. And this time around, we have the wonderful opportunity of getting to spend some time with the new Vice President of Enrollment Management as well as Student Services, that being Rob Piurowski, who's going to be joining us. He's got connections back to Central New York, and so that's exciting as well. And I'm very, very much looking forward to airing our special for you from Marywood University, celebrating Rob Piurowski's hiring, who he intends to be as a leader, what he thinks about Marywood University, what drew him to Marywood University, and what he can tell us about his job, about what he desires, about what he sees, and about where Marywood is heading from here. So a fantastic message to all of the prospective students and prospective student athletes, as well as a fantastic message to alumni and current students and student athletes, as well as faculty, administration, coaches, and staff alike. So do not miss this awesome conversation you will not find anywhere else, featuring Rob Piurowski and our newest edition of Pacer Pride, coming to you around 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. So, with that being said, it is time to hop into the annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street. It is what happy tastes like. And here we have our opportunity to share it with you, which we love doing every single Friday to start off the show.
Are you kidding me? The annoying moment of the week. I'm really honest. I don't know how to respond to this. Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like. You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week for this week on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, proudly brought to you by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. My Carvel of choice, the one that I love going to all throughout the year, because don't let any weather fool you. They are open all throughout the year, and it is a fantastic, fantastic place to bring your family, friends, coworkers, colleagues to go on a date as well. So I very much appreciate everything that Carvel DeWitt does for our community. The longest standing Carvel franchise in America, mind you. Longest standing Carvel franchise in America. So very, very cool, and always appreciate everything that they do in our community. So my annoying moment of the week for this week is something that I heard on a broadcast. And it was about the Minnesota Timberwolves. When somebody said, act like you've been there. And I'm not here, and I'm sure, more than one person might have said this. So, this isn't a witch hunt. Like I said, I don't, I'm not here to call out people individually and be ridiculous. I don't believe in personal attacks. But the notion of the statement, right? The theme of the statement, act like you've been there, right? They were jumping on the scorer's table. They're doing this, that, and whatever. Act like you've been there. How about this? How about enjoy the moment? You hear that all the time. Well, they acted like they just won the championship and yada, 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 and they look like they just did this, and this, and it's like, listen, okay? This team, how about this? They haven't been there. They haven't been there. So how can they act like they've been there? They haven't been there. And here's my thing. They should be able to enjoy it. They should be able to celebrate it. And who are you to say how someone's supposed to celebrate something that they experience in their lives? The world can end tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy today. That's how I look at it. I look at it from that respect. I want to enjoy every single moment. I want to have a great time. I want to really take it all in and drink it all in. So I commend anybody who goes out there and has fun. They say, if you get into the end zone when you're playing football, don't celebrate, act like you've been there, act like you've been there. You should really act like you've been there. How about you just enjoy the moment? I'm not saying you need to go out there and disrespect somebody. I'm not saying you need to go out there and be ridiculous. I'm not saying you have to go out there and make a big scene, but enjoy the moment. Whatever happened to enjoying the moment? And that frustrates me. It frustrates me when someone's, they should act like they've been there. They should just act like they've been there. Why don't you act like you've been there? How about this? How about do what you want? How about I don't care what you think? Celebrate, okay? This is that was a big day and a big moment for that team, and nobody has any right to tell them to act however they're supposed to act in the moment. They're supposed to enjoy the moment. They're supposed to drink in the moment. They're supposed to celebrate the moment. And I have no problem with how they celebrate the moment. Now, I will say that I'm not one for swearing, and I'm not one for calling out the other team. So I would have taken that out, and that can be another part of the annoying moment of the week, is I wouldn't have said that, right? I would not attack another team. I would not be derogatory toward another team, because that's just not my bag, baby. That's not what I do. So I would not be doing that. But it's annoying for me because I hear it all the time, and I really have not addressed it on the show, I don't think. But, I hear that all the time. Oh, that team was celebrating. They should have acted like they've been there before. They should act. To who? To who does it matter? What does it matter? They're supposed to what? Show some type of, I don't know, like, who are they trying? They're trying to impress other teams? The Minnesota Timberwolves have been awful. They have been awful. For many, many years, they have been awful. A team that is consistently putting themselves in a situation to have a high draft pick. They haven't been good, okay? I grew up watching the Minnesota Timberwolves with Stephon Marbury and Kevin Garnett. And back in the day, like they were not bad. But we look at this right now, okay? They lost in the Western Conference Finals in 2003-2004 season, okay? They didn't qualify for the playoffs in 2004. I'm not, and so for the sake of not having to say 4, 5, 5, and all that, so the 2004 season, I mean 2004-2005, because there's a bunch of seasons here, okay? They did not qualify for the NBA playoffs in 2004, in 2005, in 2006, in 2007, in 2008, in 2009, in 2010, in 2011, in 2012, in 2013, in 2014, in 2015, in 2016. They lost in the first round in 2017 and did not qualify in 2018, 19, or 20. Okay? They had a record last season of 23-49. The season before, 19-45. 2014-15 season, 16-66. 2010-11, 17-65. 2009-10 season, the Minnesota Timberwolves were 15-67 in 82 games. So I don't want to hear it, okay? They have made the playoffs once since 2004. Once since 2004. So you go from 2004 to 2020. Do the math. 16 years they made it one time. So I would be celebrating too. Am I disrespecting the other people on the other side? No. Am I being rude? No. But am I going to dance and cry and say, thank you, Lord? Yeah, there's plenty more work to be done. But it's about living in the moment, right? I'm a victim of this. I do this to myself sometimes. I'm so focused on the next thing I'm going to do that I don't take the... Thank you, God, for this moment. I don't always do that. And it's imperative that we do that. It's imperative that we celebrate our lives. It's imperative that we take the time to take the time. Stop yelling at people for taking the time to take the time. They may not win the NBA playoffs. They may not win the NBA finals. And if they don't, what if they get bumped out after this round? Celebrate all of the moments in life, because it could stop at any time, change at any time. So take it in, drink it in, celebrate it, be a part of it, love it, live in it, enjoy the moment. That's what I believe. That's how I look at it. That's what I think is special. So, I have no problem with the Minnesota Timberwolves celebrating. I have no issue. I have no qualms. And guess what? If I did, why should they care? Why should they care? If I turn around and said, you know what? I have a problem with how you're celebrating. Who am I to say that? Who am I to say that to them? If I made it to the NBA playoffs, I'd be dancing in the streets. And I have no issue whatsoever of them doing that, because they should celebrate and enjoy and honor the moment. They have every right to celebrate the moment. And that's my annoying moment of the week, because I'm sick and tired of people telling people what they're allowed to celebrate and how they're allowed to celebrate. Celebrate the way you want to. This world, everybody's got an opinion about how everybody lives. How about this? If you were living your life to the fullest, you wouldn't have time to have opinions. You wouldn't have time to sit there, right? I don't have time to nitpick. I don't know what's going on. I don't. right? Somebody comes up to you and goes, hey, Dan, this person doesn't like you. What do you think about it? I don't think anything. I don't think about that person. You know? I mean, that's the honesty of it all. When you are busy living your life and doing the best you can do, you don't have time to worry about what other people are doing. And when you are worrying about what other people are doing, you're taking away from yourself, you're taking away from your health, you're taking away from your life, you're taking away from your time. Okay? Energy suckers. Emotional vampires. No thank you. So Minnesota, do you. Celebrate. Have fun. How about this, okay? Act like you've been there before. Here's a prime example. I've been to Disney 200 times. I've been to Disney a lot. And I'm grateful that my parents brought me my whole childhood. I'm grateful that I got to work there. I'm grateful that I get to go there now. And I'm grateful that there's people that love me and want to go with me. And when people didn't want to go, I went by myself. Because I'm not going to stop myself from enjoying my life. So, I've been to Disney 200 times, right? Every time I go, I want to celebrate the moment. Because it could be my last one. And as I look around Disney, that I've been there hundreds of times, I don't say that to gloat. I say that for this purpose. As I've been to Disney 201 times, let's say, and I'm looking around right in front of the castle, there could be people standing all the way around me that have never been there before and may never come back again. So for me to walk by them and not appreciate the moment, that's their moment, right? That might be their only moment. So when people say act like you've been there, I act like I've been to Disney when I know where to go and I know where to eat and I know different things to do and kind of like secrets and tricks of the trade. That's how I act like I've been there. But to act like you've been there like, oh my God, don't celebrate the castle, don't cry, don't get emotional, don't have fun. No. Then why would I go to Disney? So that's my example of act like you've been there. I have been there. And if I acted like I've been there before, according to the stigma that people put on that, I would just be like, oh yeah, there's the castle, whatever. Oh, that's a thing that looks like Mount Everest, and it's immaculately done, and there's a roller coaster inside of it, and the mechanics of it are incredible. Oh, I feel like I'm on a different planet on Star Wars. I feel like I've been thrown into the movie, but whatever, I've been here, boring. No. What are you supposed to win the game? First playoff berth? Or second playoff berth in the last 17 years, and when you're supposed to just walk off with your head to the ground, yeah, we made it, great, we got to get to work, blah, blah, blah. Now, enjoy the moment. Take it all in. Have fun. Today's sunny blue skies. Little bit of clouds, ton of blue skies in central New York. I've seen a lot of blue sky days. But I'm looking out to today, and for whatever reason, I'm looking at the sky, and I'm smiling about it a little bit more. Maybe it's because it's the 1-year anniversary of PB&J's. Maybe it's because I'm happy I woke up this morning. Maybe it's because I'm happy that my pup is here with me. Maybe it's because I get to do what I love and love what I do. Maybe it's because I get to see my gal later on tonight. Or maybe it's all of it. Acting like you've been there means you don't really appreciate anything. Lily's been with me for 5 years. I wake up in the morning and go, well, she's been here, so don't need to appreciate her. Appreciate it. Live in it. I think it's one of the dumbest things said in sports. Act like you've been there. Stop. Okay? How about this? Have fun, celebrate, do it respectfully, and enjoy yourself. That's how I look at it. Enjoy the moment. Just like I love every time I go into Carvel DeWitt because I know I'm going to get something good. And you can go out there today, 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York, the home of what happy tastes like. So make sure you head out to Carvel DeWitt and let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, we'll jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver. The topic of today inside of Lead, when life doesn't go your way. I'll discuss it right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Cabal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafecabal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Cabal needs. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Cabal studios. You are listening worldwide on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com. You are watching and listening on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and on two places on Facebook, facebook.com/livenowdt and facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. So however you're tuning into the broadcast of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we welcome you and we appreciate you so very much. I'm down in my PB&J's Lunchbox t-shirt because their Streetside Cafe is celebrating its 1-year anniversary on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Minutes from Destiny, USA, the Thruway, the Highway, and Onondaga Lake Parkway. So make sure you come out and see them today for their 1-year anniversary. And we will be broadcasting live with a remote Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on site at PB&J's Lunchbox to celebrate their 1-year anniversary, the unveiling of my grilled PB and fluff sandwich, and to have our special guests Will Hicks and Rob Drummond. So we'll see you out there, and we can't wait to see you this afternoon from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So very, very excited about that. Jumping into our next piece of Ma and Pa's Popcorn.com's What's Poppin', Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver. My opportunity to bring you a very special segment on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And typically we're here with Miss Juanita Ward, and we appreciate her and thank her for everything. We are doing Lead today, and we're talking about the topic, and I'm very excited to talk about this topic, when life doesn't go your way. You say, Dan, why are you excited to talk about this topic? Because we need to address it. We need to talk about it. And I don't think we talk about it enough. When life doesn't go your way, what do you do? Proudly brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. This is Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is the acronym. And it's here with you every single Friday in hour number 1. What do you do when life doesn't go your way? How do you respond when life doesn't go your way? That's a big question, because we've all had a time in our lives, multiple times in our lives, when life has gone a different way, right? I asked God for things He never gave me. and I'm happy that he didn't. I'm sorry, Dan, did you just say you're happy that God didn't give you something you asked for? Yes, I did. Well, why would you say that, Dan? Because if God gave me everything I asked for, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. And to me, I love the life I have today. I had to go through heartbreak and heartache to get Lily, to get my home. I had to be treated disrespectfully in the world of the media to start my company many years before I intended to start it. I had to believe in my vision and my mission and to go through the trenches with God with that before I could help other people to understand, know, and believe exactly what I was doing. I had to learn how to get up. I had to learn how to grow. I had to learn how to blossom. I had to learn that this world sometimes makes you feel totally alone. To listen to that silence and listen to that quiet and know that within that the voice of God was speaking. I had to get bruised to heal. Now some people might be saying, well, Dan, you would never have to heal if you didn't get bruised. Why would you want to get bruised? I don't want to get bruised. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody enjoys being hurt. There'd have to be something very wrong with the insides of somebody to be happy with being hurt. Nobody wants to be hurt. But we have to grow, right? We have to learn. And as I've said before on the show, rain makes beautiful things grow. Rain does. Sunshine helps, but you need the rain too. How about that? How about how incredible God is in what he teaches us, right? I want you to go with me on this for a second. How incredible is God for what he teaches us? God has it rain and sunshine. Those are the things that are needed to help something grow. Both. You need the positive and you need the trying times. You need both. How about that, and how about how beautiful that is? Think about that for a second. In order for a flower to grow in your backyard, it needs sunlight and rain. Good times and pain. Think about that. I'm kind of quoting a song that I know, but think about that. In order for something beautiful to grow and to blossom, it needs sunshine, which we associate with good, and rain, which a lot of us associate with bad. It needs both. Just like you. Just like you need both. You need to have sunshine and rain in order to grow. You have to have the good times, right? To build us up, to remind us why we're doing what we're doing. And you need to have the adversity to light a fire underneath you when you need that fire lit. But Dan, are you hoping that people suffer? No. Are you wishing for people to suffer? Absolutely not. But what do you do when somebody disrespects you and you've done nothing to them? What do you do when somebody leaves you outside? I've had people do that before. I've had people leave me outside in the rain and refuse to open the door for me. I never did anything to them. I never crossed them. I never hurt them. But I'm an outsider to them, so they left me outside. I've been treated that way. I've walked into a room of a bunch of people having a conversation and the conversation stops. And you feel not welcome. You wonder if they're talking about you. I've had blood family treat me like I'm garbage. Never did anything to them. Carried the casket for one of their loved ones in their family. Was one of the pallbearers. Right? Tried to bring the family together numerous times. Tried to make phone calls. Apologized when I didn't need to apologize. Made sacrifices for them. And was always treated like I was never good enough. Until I finally got to a point of realizing it has nothing to do with me being good enough or not. And how dare somebody treat you and tell you that you're not good enough. because the God you are. God created you, you're good enough. You want to be the best version of yourself? Yes. But nobody has the right to tell you you're not good enough. But people still tell you you're not good enough. And you know what I would say to those people? They're not good enough inside to themselves. That's why. They have an issue with themselves, right? When somebody treats you poorly when you've done nothing to them, a lot of that has to do with jealousy and insecurity. A lot of that has to do with jealousy and insecurity. I don't treat people poorly. That's not my nature. Like I said, that's not my bag, baby. It's not what I do. Because what benefit do I get from that? I push you down. Does that lift me up? No. Bullies need something to bully. They need something to attack. They need something to go after. They need somebody and something to make them feel valued and important. I don't need that. I need God. I need my sanity. I need to take care of myself. That's what helps me be at peace. I have pet peeves in my life, right? You hang up the phone on me, and I've hung up the phone before, and I'm wrong, and I understand that anybody has the right to do this to me. You hang up the phone on me, I don't call you back. Because I think it's one of the most disrespectful things you can do to a human being. I tried for almost a decade to get my blood family, a few members of them, to love me and to love some other people in my family. And now it's like, you know what? Okay. I offered you, I invited you, I tried with you. I sat and broke bread with you when I knew you didn't like me. And you still don't try. So life didn't go my way, right? Not everybody in your family might like you. Not everybody at the cafeteria table may want to sit with you, right? You got 2 or 3, 4 friends, and there's a table of 10 people. The other 6 people may not want you there. That's reality. What happens when life doesn't go your way? What happens when somebody dies? Do you turn your back on God and hate the world? What happens when you have to have an operation? Okay, perfect example. When Lily, I thought she was having some type of a seizure. Life wasn't going my way, right? I love Lily. Lil Bills. She's right over here. Right by the studio. When life doesn't go your way, what do, kid? We work together, don't we? When she went through that, life wasn't going our way. And I was scared. Jimmer, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay owner and operator, who proudly present this segment lead to you, diagnosed with ALS. Life isn't going in his way. But what does he do? Does he have moments of strife? Absolutely. Does he have moments of pain? Absolutely. Does he have moments where I'm sure he's angry? Absolutely. But every single person that I meet that I say Jimmer, I don't even have to say his last name. Oh, Jimmer. Jimmer. You know Jimmer? Jimmer. What? Jimmer? You know Jimmer? Hey, Jimmer. How's Jimmer? He has left a positive impression on every single person that I mentioned him to. Every single person. There's not a single person that said a bad word to me about Jimmer. Not a single human being has said a bad word to me about Jimmer. And even if they did, I wouldn't believe it. Because I know him. He's one of my closest friends. Jimmer is an incredible human being. An incredible human being. Betty is an incredible human being. Their children are incredible human beings. They come from the best. Life hasn't gone his way. And we've celebrated wins. He watches his Buffalo Bills. He gets to meet Jim Kelly. He gets to see one daughter finish up college, a son start college. He gets to see little Hunter going after his dreams and playing sports and whatnot. He gets to spend time with Betty. And he visits with so many people on a daily basis at Chick-fil-A and beyond Chick-fil-A. And he still interviews the people looking for jobs to come in. So, Jimmer, in a direct connection to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, which I love and I love working with, and I'm not just saying it, people know. If you know me, you know I've loved Chick-fil-A for a very long time. Jimmer doesn't make excuses when life doesn't go his way. I don't make excuses when life doesn't go my way. Because when life doesn't go your way, that is a challenge, an open invitation from God of how are you going to respond to me, my child? Do you think God wants us to suffer? I don't. Do you think God wants us to be our best selves? I do. Do you think God wants to see how we'll respond to adversity? Absolutely. Do I believe that Jimmer had to go through ALS to prove anything to God? I would like to think no, right? I would like to think that nobody needs to go through pain. But when life doesn't go our way, there is an opportunity. COVID took something away from all of us. Wearing masks took something away from all of us. Right? I got sick wearing a mask because I was breathing in my own air, and I ended up getting thrush. Right? But then I also know the importance of having the mask. So it's like a catch-22, right? I gotta wear it, but then I wore it and I got sick. I got vaccinated, still got COVID. Other people haven't been vaccinated, don't have COVID. When life doesn't go your way, what do? How do you respond? How do you respond when a loved one passes away, when you don't get that job, when you don't get that house, when the person you asked to prom says no? How do you respond when life doesn't go your way? Because it's not always going to go your way. You are not going to get everything you want. I thought I was going to marry a bunch of different people. Growing up as a kid, I'm going to marry Topanga from Boy Meets World, right? And look at me now. And here's the funny thing about life. I met Topanga. I met Danielle Fishel. I did. I got to talk with her. Very sweet. And I got to interview her. But I fell in love with a different woman. I fell in love with somebody I didn't even know I was going to meet. And the person that I am in love with taught me that I had no idea what love was before I met her. Because everything about us is different. If life had gone the way that I had planned it to go, I would have never met the person that taught me how to go through adversity and love through it. Love through adversity. Life didn't go my way when my dog Shady passed away. And it took me years to even consider getting a dog. But if I didn't go through that strife, and I didn't go through that healing, and I didn't go through that pain, I wouldn't have had Lily. And if I didn't date the people that I dated and gone through different things and made different decisions, I wouldn't have the home I have today. I wouldn't be in Central New York. I wouldn't have met all these incredible people and worked with all these businesses and built all these partnerships and built friendships from these partnerships, and I would have never had Lily. Some of the best things in my life came from the worst times in my life. So when life doesn't go your way in the moment, it is so easy. I had a conversation with somebody last night that I love dearly. Life wasn't going her way. And I love her. And she's my family. And I said to her, life is not always going to go your way. You're not always going to be, you're not going to be perfect. Things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Okay? And you have to stay poised for the next moment. And you have to grow through this moment. And you have to understand you're not going to... Michael Jordan is known for all the shots he made, but he missed a ton of them. Right? Tom Brady is known for all the passes he made, but he missed a ton of them. Mariano Rivera is known for all the saves he made, but he didn't save all of them. Even those we consider to be darn near perfect Missed a shot. Had a girl say no to prom. Right? Everybody's got that story. Billionaire rap mogul couldn't find a date when he was 16 years old to prom. And now everybody loves him. We've all had somebody say no. We've all had somebody disrespect us. We've all had something happen that we don't understand. Why did life go this way? Why did it go down that dark corner? Why did that happen to me? And I always think of Rob Drummond when I say the three-letter word, W-H-Y. Because Rob said to me about God, why ask why? Why ask God why? Don't question God. Don't question God. Why ask why? We don't know why. I don't know why my grandfathers passed away when I was 6. And now 30 years later, I think about them every day. I talk about them all the time. I've talked about them multiple times this week. They have shown themselves to me multiple times this week. They've given me what I consider to be a nod of, go ahead and do it. I agree with you, grandson. My grandfathers are on my mind and in my heart all the time. Every single day. 30 years later. Every single day. Every day. Every day. Was I mad when they passed away when I was 6? 100%. It's the maddest I had ever been at God. I never turned my back from God. I never completely turned away from God. I never left God. But I was upset. And what did that teach me? Do I miss them? Every second. Would I cut off every limb I have to see them? Without question. But has my life still been beautiful despite the fact that they haven't been here? It has. Have I stayed healthy? Thank God. I have. When I had scares with my heart, did I turn out okay? I did. Life didn't go my way in media. I had a thought, I had a plan growing up of where I was going to go and what I was going to do. Didn't go my way. Many people tried to stop me. Many people tried to hinder me. Many people wanted me to feel like I was worthless. Many people tried to get in my head. And my company celebrates its 10-year anniversary 2 months from now? Yeah, almost 2 months from now. 2 months from this coming Wednesday. On June 20th, 2022, my company will turn 10 years old. And I was told I can't even broadcast. I got a terrible voice. I'm not good at my job. I don't understand journalism 101. I'm a fraud. I'm a hack. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Well, somebody's broadcasting to you right now. Somebody's sitting in this studio. Somebody's wearing this PB&J shirt. Somebody is talking directly to you. And I want to thank everyone that stood in my way. I want to thank every door that slammed, because if one of those doors had opened that slammed, I may not have started my company. I may not have started it now. I may not have started it ever. And if I didn't start it, I wouldn't have met the people I met. I wouldn't have the community I had. And if the door wasn't closed to me in one of the places I lived at, I would have never come home. If I didn't come home, there are countless people I would have never met. I would not be the man I am today if some of the things I wanted to go a certain way went that way. I would have never gone to Marywood. So I wouldn't have met my graphic designer. I wouldn't have a multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood right now because I wouldn't have had the connection. I wouldn't have met the coaches. I wouldn't have started my career there. I wouldn't have started a show there that other people take credit for. Life didn't go my way. I created a show, blood, sweat, and tears, and the people that tried to prevent me from creating and sustaining the show take credit for it now. I was, on the night I was honored as a keynote speaker, I had somebody come over to me and tell me, I'm actually the creator of your show. Not only a ridiculous comment from a person who's obviously weak, but said to me on a day that I was honored, on a day that I was awarded with a great blessing. A demon stood next to me and said, "You're worth nothing." And I respectfully declined that statement. Because people who are worth something don't have to be told. And people who think they're worth nothing are the ones that attack other people. So I pray for that man. I pray that he finds something in his life worth value instead of trying to put value on other people's things and claim them as his own. It is so easy in today's world to believe what other people say about you because it's plastered everywhere. But what does God think of me? How about this? The world could think I'm a fantastic person and I could be sinning like crazy in the background. And God could be disappointed, but everybody could love me. At the end of my life, are any of these people letting me into heaven? Nope. They're in line like I am. There's only one person that can let me in. And what I've realized is sometimes our greatest achievements, our greatest moments, the things that mean the most to us, nobody even knows they happened. But we do. We do. Life will not always go your way. You will lose games. And relationships will end. Romantically and friendship-wise and business-wise. People will screw you over with no explanation. People will walk out of your life without saying goodbye. Some people will get sick. Some people will have ailments. Some people's lives will be gone too soon. But in the eye of the beholder, I could tell you life didn't go my way because my grandmother passed away almost 6 years ago. G-Mama passed away. Best person I know by far. So life didn't go my way. Why? Because she passed away. So it didn't go my way. I could say that to God. Life didn't go my way. Why? Because G-Mama passed away. You know what he could say to me? How did life not go your way? She lived to be 101. Almost 101. How did life not go your way? She beat cancer 3 times in her 90s. How did life not go your way? She remembered who you were all the way until the day she came home to me. How did it not go your way? Because in her passing, you realized that one of the people that you didn't think was still your friend was your friend and is there. You know, somebody said something derogatory to me about me and my career at my grandmother's wake. At my grandmother's wake. Somebody said something to me. And in that moment, I had a choice to flip out, to cry, to make it about me, to not make it about her, to make it about them. I looked over my shoulder and I said, you know what? My grandmother's very proud of me. And she's always been proud of me. So I don't really care what anybody else thinks. Thank you for coming to the wake. Life will not always go your way. And if it didn't, I know for me personally, there's no Carrie, there's no Lily, there's no wake-up call, there's no Syracuse, return to Syracuse, there's no building bridges with these businesses, there's no wearing this PB&J's t-shirt because I would have never met Pat and Sue. I am who I am because life went in a lot of different directions. Sometimes my fault, and sometimes because I went the right way. Whenever you wonder why God doesn't give you everything you want, ask yourself, did God get everything he wanted? Did he? Seeing his physical embodiment in human form, his son, on this earth carry a cross, get stoned, spit at, sworn at, yelled at, bleeding, whipped, crown of thorns, nailed to a cross, left in the heat to die through agonizing, slow torture? Did God get what he wanted? Did God get what he wanted? To send us perfection and for us to spit on it? Did God get what he wanted? No. You think God's happy with what's going on in Ukraine right now? You think God was happy in World War I and World War II? You think God's happy when somebody's suffering from ALS? Well, Dan, God can make it all stop. Yes, God can make it all stop. And so can we when it comes to war. So can we when it comes to how we treat people. And we're trying to stop disease. And some of us aren't. Right? The notion that there's a cure for AIDS or a cure for cancer and that vial will never come out because of population control. Some people think it's crazy. Some people think it's true. I look at it and go, we are very smart scientific people across the world. We can't find a way to fix this. So how do we come out with a COVID vaccine in less than a year, but we can't figure out how to deal with cancer that's been here for decades? And how is Magic Johnson still alive? When he said he had HIV when I was like 10, I'm 36. Most people would be dead by now, but Magic Johnson's still alive. It's awesome for Magic Johnson. But what experimental things did he have the money for that maybe somebody else didn't, arguably? We have the capability of taking evil out of this world. It's our choice. Things will not always be perfect. Life will not always go our way. Things will not always happen exactly how we intended them to happen, but some of my most beautiful days are based on that. Lean on that. I know God can cure every evil. I know he can. But after everything we've done in over 2,000 years, he still trusts us. He still trusts us to do the right thing. And I owe it back to him to do exactly that. With that being said, this has been Lead. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll come back with our top dog of the week, announced right after this. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt from inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. Cafe Kubal on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street in Syracuse, New York, inside of Galasanos Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners for their drive-through location in North Syracuse, and of course on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York. Those are your many locations to get Cafe Kubal. You can also go and order on cafekubal.com. And when you go to Cafe Kubal, you can either walk up and have somebody take your order, or you can go right to their screens there and you can order right on the screen and have it set and ready to go for you. Many ways to keep it simple, keep it easy, and technologically advanced to help you out for today's world. Cafe Kubal there for you with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a smile, and a great opportunity to build a relationship, to have a memory, and to do something incredible. Because when you meet at Cafe Kubal, you never know what it is. It could be a job interview, it could be a partnership, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be reuniting with someone you haven't seen in a long time, or it could be taking out mom or grandma, grandpa, dad, to just catch up, see how they're doing. Cafe Kubal is where memories are made, and you can make those memories today. So make sure you do it. With that being said, inside of these Cafe Kubal studios, it's time to get into our next piece here every single Friday. And for those of you who are waiting for Rob Piurowski to join the show, he'll be joining it momentarily with our Pace or Pride special, but not before we jump into our top dog of the week. And I want to thank Ross Turetsky, my good friend and fellow broadcaster and writer, for helping me to find this one, and I am so honored for this and so honored to share this. I'm talking about when life doesn't go your way, right? I'm out here discussing when life doesn't go your way, and then Ross sends this to me, which is a beautiful thing. When life doesn't go your way, we have an opportunity to share someone who is battling cancer, as we were just speaking about, again, how God works in mysterious and very purposeful ways. Somebody going through cancer and us having the ability to eradicate evil and spread goodness. I want you to read this or watch this. This is from Major League Baseball on Fox.
Herself. And Chloe, tell me how exciting it was for you to throw out the first pitch.
It was very exciting, and I loved it so much.
Who's your favorite player?
Brett Phillips.
And why?
Because he has the best smile. He's always having fun, and I like how he does his airplane.
He has the best smile, and he's always having fun. And actually, Brett Phillips caught Chloe's first pitch today. We're just so thankful and blessed for everyone's support in our community. We're also thankful for the Tampa Bay Rays. They were there the first time. They come on the floor. They bring us coffee. Chloe, do you know what just happened? What just happened, Chloe? Brett Phillips hit a home run. Brett, you were not aware of it at the moment, but you were part of a very magical moment for Chloe Grimes, who you met before the game. She's battling cancer for a second time. You hit a home run while she was doing a live interview talking about battling cancer, and she gave you her wristband before the game, and you said, "It will bring me good luck." How does that sound, knowing that happened?
Usually, oh man, that's tough. I'm not at loss of words, but I had the chance to meet Chloe for the first time, and she's battling cancer, and she brought me these gifts. She wrote my name on a softball, and Chloe, you're an inspiration. Like, holy cow. I think that's the hardest ball I've hit in my career, and I'm praying for you guys, and just unbelievable what they're going through, and I hope I can meet Chloe again in the future, and what an inspiration, the energy she brought, and she did. She gave me a wristband. It says "Rally for Chloe, our princess," and again, what an inspiration. I'm praying for you, Chloe, and your family. You're really cool, and that homer was for you.
Those are our top dogs. Chloe, Brett Phillips, Chloe's family. Those are the top dogs. The people who are fighting battles they should not have to fight. Pain that I wish and pray nobody has to ever endure. Chloe is a top dog. She brought Brett gifts, and Brett gave one right back to her. And Brett, I hope you get to meet Chloe down the road. I hope you get to meet her when she's 24, 42, 50, 80. I hope you get to see her over and over and over again, because that means she beat it. That means she did it. That means something great. Chloe, thank you. Mom, thank you. Chloe's mama. Thank you to Major League Baseball. Thank you to Fox. Thank you to the reporter. Thank you to everybody that told that story. Thank you. Chloe, you are an inspiration. You are the top dog of the week. You are a trooper. Everybody battling anything. You are our top dogs. Keep fighting. And for those that reach out to them, help them, love them, do something nice for them, and just shout them out. Just say their name. Pray for them. You're our top dogs too. Thank you, Chloe, Brett, for that moment. Thank you to everybody involved in that moment. MLB, Fox, everybody, the family, Chloe's family, Brett's family. And thank you, Ross, for sharing that with me. Top dog of the week, by far. An incredible young lady, fighting a good fight. An incredible baseball player, honoring someone outside of themselves. An incredible story told by incredible people that know that sports meets life all the time. Our top dogs of the week. Proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. The short and long-term care for your furry loving friend. The only place that I would send Lily or any of your dogs. There in East Syracuse, right off of Bridge Street, 228 Old Bridge Street for Canine Camp Dog Daycare in East Syracuse, and for Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, where each dog gets their own private area, right? Their own private cabin. You can go to Canine Kampground on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, and you can get more information about the daycare by going to k-9kamp.com. And for the campground for dog boarding, you can go to k-9kampground.com. Both in East Syracuse, both the perfect home away from home for our furry-loving friends, including Miss Lily. K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Campground Dog Boarding. Our top dog of the week, Chloe, Brett Phillips, and everyone involved. And thank you for all the goodness that you brought to this morning's broadcast. And Brett, you have no idea how much you maybe have helped Chloe want to fight even more. And Chloe, keep fighting, sweetheart. You got this. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, we'll wrap up today's show with an all-new Pacer Pride dedicated to a sit-down conversation that I am so grateful to share with you with Rob Piurowski, the VP of Enrollment Management and Student Services at Marywood University. Having some fun with Bowtie Rob right after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to K9 Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see K9 Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call K9 Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9Campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to K9 Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab,
physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. With administration, coaches, student athletes, and everyone really in general that's connected to Marywood University, because everyone has a story to tell. So I'm very excited to have the VP of Enrollment Management. Enrollment Management, Student Services. In my head, when I said Enrollment Management, I think I had it right. Okay, we'll try again. Okay. Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, inside of another edition of Pacer Pride here in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University and the Marywood University Pacers. Of course, I'm your host, Dan Tortora, and I am more than happy to tell the stories of student athletes, coaches, as well as administration, and those really in general connected to Marywood University, its history, its tradition, and where we are heading. With that being said, Rob Piurowski is here with us today, and very happy to have him as the VP of Enrollment Management and Student Services. So with that being said, Rob, welcome to the broadcast.
Dan, thank you very much. How we doing, everyone? Hello, Pacer Nation.
And what I am really excited about in this Pacer Pride conversation is the fact that you are one of the newer faces here to Marywood University. A lot of people knew Ann Boland Chase, and she had spent a lot of time here, and once she had retired, the opportunity for Marywood to bring in another piece of leadership opened up the opportunity for you. So how did you hear about what was going on at Marywood University and the fact that there was this place for enrollment management and student services?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Dan, for allowing me to be here today. So in terms of new, I am very new. I am about 3 months into my role here as the Vice President overseeing enrollment management and student services, which encompasses athletics, residence life, counseling, health services, student development, admissions, financial aid. So definitely two big shoes to fill from Ann Boland Chase, who served this university for around 30 years, and definitely want to build upon the successes that Ann contributed to the campus. In terms of learning about Marywood, I knew from my time, I'm a New Yorker. I've been a New Yorker my whole life, but however, I'm familiar with Marywood, coming past Marywood, knowing individuals that attended Marywood. I worked for several years at Binghamton University, so only about 55 miles north of Scranton. So Marywood was familiar and on my radar, but most recently I've come from SUNY Delhi, member of the State University of New York. Campus about the same size as Marywood, also NCAA Division III athletics, where for the past 8.5 years I oversaw enrollment at that college. For myself, kind of becoming involved and getting to understand Marywood, I really wasn't necessarily looking to make that move, and I think there was just some serendipity. I'm going to quote Sister Mary on that when I was going through the process, that things just really aligned. I wasn't doing a national search in terms of a transition to this role, but I was looking for something more. I was definitely looking to develop, and what I thought was really attractive about the position at Marywood is that it's integrated not only enrollment management, but all these other facets I just talked about that really play into this total student experience, and that's really important to me. Is, in terms of my philosophy, is that we need to, as colleges and universities in this day and age, be very student-centric, very student-focused. There is the data, and my background, especially from my experiences at Binghamton University, also I oversaw recruitment at Brewerton College and the City University of New York. I'm kind of a hired nomad. I've been all throughout New York State gaining different experiences. It's not only about the data-driven approach, but it's also about the student narrative, getting to know students, and I thought this position for right now in my time and for a place that I feel really comfortable with and getting to know the campus, getting to know the culture, a place that I want to be at for a very long time, is being able to take the data background, but also applying, getting to know the narrative, not only on our students, but also, our faculty, our staff, and then the community and alumni as well.
And you said that you weren't necessarily looking to make this business move initially. What is so attractive about Marywood University when you talk about working with students and student services, engulfing yourself in the world of the student while you're always selling the message? So what message attracted you to Marywood?
So it was the message of community and the culture, and stepping foot on the campus right away, you just felt this really positive culture on campus. And I also talk about positionality, that I think Marywood, given its facilities, given its location and layout, we have this really amazing campus, an amazing array of programs, not only on the academic side of the house, but also on the student services, student life, athletic side of the house, that really can position us well for the future.
And when you look at what Marywood is today, I mean, I can say I came here in 2003, graduated in 2007. When I first walked into Marywood University, what I saw it as 4 years later, it had evolved. I mean, the residence halls, there were certain buildings that were made into residence halls. There was the expansion of what was going to happen with Madonna Hall and how that was going to be utilized. The we are in the Hall of Fame room right now in the Insulaco Arena. This didn't exist when I got to Marywood, and we were in the older gym doing the MU courtside show that I created back in '03. We were doing that there for NCAA men's and women's basketball. So I saw an evolution in my time here, and then consistently it's a constant approach of what can we do to continue to grow. And I think that's the thing that's really moving about Marywood is I was attracted to it in 2003, and now 19 years later, it's continuing to find new ways to reach out and go, oh, okay, well, now there's the esports headquarters. Well, now there's been a change to how maybe some things look in Nazareth Student Center. Even the logo's evolution. There's so many things about Marywood.
Absolutely, and you bring up some really great points, and I kind of summarize it as, for our campus, this is a time to embrace the momentum. We know that higher education is shaping and shifting, and it's going to continue to shift, especially over the past several years. Just recently we had an open house on campus, a great time for prospective students and families. One of the points that I hit was, we're looking for students and families to invest in us to continue the rich tradition of Marywood, but we're also investing in them, and that's when we're talking about new programs coming on board, like our construction management program, also an environmental studies program, but then also we're looking at capital projects, making improvements to our existing facilities to either grow additional lab spaces for students or classroom space or faculty space. This is all about the student experience to make sure that our students that are here, they want to be here, they love being here, they grow that affinity, and we continue that investment over and over for the future.
When we hear enrollment management and student services, you mentioned there's so many avenues that you jump into. How do you best describe it when you're sitting with a prospective student when they say, what is enrollment management and student services? How would you describe it?
So to actually, this is me and kind of the geek outside, is that enrollment management is really an art and science. And that the science, I don't get into the science side of it, the statistics, the sabermetrics, that side of the house. It's really about talking about the art and helping someone find their love, find their fit. And as someone that started out in the world of, I actually started out originally as a resident director, moving quickly into admissions. It is about helping someone identify their path, identify what their ideal next steps are. I've always lived under the premise, never sell a dream you can't provide. And that's something here when working with a student and family. Yes, I could talk about all these other things, but I'm focused on the student. I'm focused on making sure I can help the student get to where they need to be. The student services side, it's a serious side of the house. Traditionally, or maybe there's some, there's some linking back to, okay, student services is just, throwing parties on campus, or, the bingo nights that are traditions here at Marywood. But it's so much more of that. It's about the holistic student. It's about the whole part of the student. So there's the student development side, making sure that our students are healthy, making sure that where they're living is a fully engaged, social and cultural community. So it gets more into that full cycle of the whole student. Really, when I'm talking with a student, it's about just helping them find their fit, and whether it's their academic program or the type of living situation, even down to what potential sport on play, or even a dining plan, just to make sure they know that they feel at home. That's my main goal in working with students.
Here on Pacer Pride, very, very much looking forward to all the stories that we get to tell, and we've been able to tell so many. Today we're telling the story of Rob Piurowski here with us from the Enrollment Management and Student Services side, Vice President there for Marywood University, here inside of Pacer Pride, that you'll find exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. As you, like you said, pinpoint different things. Where do they want to live? What do they want to study? Bringing out the best of them, right? Bringing out what they truly want in life. Because some people come and they don't know, and they say, okay, you know what, I'll start at liberal arts, I'll take care of what I have to take care of, and then I'll find my major as I go. When you say, I'm sitting down with students and I'm trying to decipher where they want to be, what they want to play, where they want to live, the dining plan, how they want to go about each and every single piece of really having their Marywood experience, it's hard to obviously sit down with everybody. So how do you juggle and manage time spent with students? And is it mostly with prospective students, or will you take the time with a student on campus that maybe has been here for a couple of years and is still trying to figure out maybe the right things?
Absolutely, and definitely, if I look at it just from a singular viewpoint of myself, I can't be everywhere at every time.
Right.
One of the things that I talked about through my process before coming to Marywood was about visibility, and it's not only visibility to the students, whether it's interacting with our Student Government Association or other students on campus, but it's also amongst our, the staff that underneath the Division of Enrollment Management and Student Services. It's a pretty large group. So I've started actually setting up office hours in Nazareth Dining to make myself available to ask any questions. I try to walk around campus as much as possible so that folks can see me. I know I'm rocking the bow tie today, so hopefully folks get used to seeing me, the bow tie guy, one of the bow tie guys on campus, to be able to just talk to me and let me know how I can help. And that's a major part of my role here, is to help and support. Also, I will say this, with all those areas that I listed, it's also about trust. That I have a great team, and that's something that I'm really excited about being here, is I have a great team of admissions professionals, financial aid officers, athletic department, and then all the areas underneath student services. They rock it, and they give their all, and they're also very good at alerting me if there's something that needs to come to my plate. But even when I'm coming to campus for events on campus, whether it's for current students or prospective students, it's just about me being around, making sure that, I love looking at people, looking folks in the eye and just saying, has everything gone well today? Is there anything else I can help with? What can we improve on? Just being there for folks. So visibility is a main point of my purpose in trying to service students. I also believe in making sure that everything that we're doing, and this is part of my, plan, if I'm going to say it in that way, is that everything that we do is intentional and student supported, student focused, while still remembering that we have faculty and staff that we need to be mindful and cognizant of. But making sure that for everything that we're bringing the student on for, that their orientation links to their opening weekend, and that we have activities and events throughout the year that just continue to support students as they're going through, so that they can, if I'm going to give a tip to prospective students, make sure you engage as much as possible. And if you're not necessarily comfortable engaging and coming up to me saying, Rob, I have a question, send me an email, give a call to the office. We will help you out. This is something that, to me, is an advantage of an institution the size of Marywood, is that we can be nimble. We can move around quickly and try to support students as best as possible.
Yeah, you said you welcome the questions, you welcome what can we do better. That answer sometimes becomes challenging. So how do you lead and manage and handle constructive criticism?
Absolutely. So I'm always one to take in the information. I'm not one to, if someone is sharing something with me and maybe I have an answer to it already, I'm not one to interrupt right away. I actually like to let someone finish and then see where's it at? Is that response that I had the adequate response for the time? or can I meet someone halfway? And that's, that's something that I've been trying to do during my early stages. I'm very aware that I can't change the world in 3 months. I can't change the world of Marywood in 3 months, but can I help someone meet halfway where maybe there's a point of concern for a student on campus, and let's dissect it a little bit. What's the low-hanging fruit that we can work on that I have the influence on to be able to start creating change? And that's, whether it's looking at, the timing of when meals are offered in the dining halls, or options for living on campus. These are some of the things that I can be really nimble on versus long-term planning of potentially building new buildings, or adding a Chick-fil-A on campus.
And well, you said it, and I probably worked at Chick-fil-A Cicero, Chick-fil-A Clay in New York. Is there ever a thought of that?
I'm going to put a pin in that.
You said it.
Yeah. I would, as the time comes, and again, there's no ties to it. I would love to see us, continue to look at evolving our options for students, and but we also know that we're a campus of a certain size. We're also located in a community that, when we look at like traffic patterns and influx of people, I think Chick-fil-A would be really popular. I actually think Chick-fil-A would be so popular that we may need some traffic lights in the area. So that's why I'm putting that pin in it until we can come back maybe next year at this time.
Different things like you said, the day-to-day, the low-hanging fruit, the things that you could affect right away, and then there's the long-term. Do you already have maybe a strategic plan of long-term goals at this point?
There's some things that I'm looking to do, and they're not, they're more on the admissions and financial aid side in terms of providing more access and opportunity, especially when it comes to multicultural recruitment, increasing the diversity and quality and inclusivity of our campus, being able to look at where does our historical student body come from, and where there's some opportunities for us to grow in terms of the student body and also the makeup of the student body. It's not just talking about the traditional 17, 18-year-old looking at a college. One of the major markets that's been out there for the past several years has been the post-traditional market. We're looking at the adult market. We're looking at degree completions, and being able to collaborate with our faculty across campus and our deans and our provosts to be able to look at our portfolio program and say what are those next steps, and not just going from 0 to 100 and adding all these new programs, but let's be strategic in the ways and means that we grow or sustain our enrollment. We do know if those that are reading relative or recent literature, we do know that there's an anticipated drop in available high school enrollments coming through in the next few years. But that doesn't mean that there isn't other areas that we can grow recruitment. So there's a little bit of that strategic side, but also working collaboratively with our marketing department to really share the Marywood story, continue the good work that we're doing, because we do have a great story to tell. And again, given the location of our institution, the facilities that we provide, to really maximize our story. Also on the other side is to be able to look at what other ways can grow enrollment, whether it's through increasing the availability of student clubs and organizations, potentially maximizing more athletic programs down the road if that's available and an option. Everything right now, being 3 months in, is on the table, and it's really, for me, I've been very upfront with the communities. I'm really wanting to get to know the Marywood community. Once I'm able to really get a handle, it usually takes about a year to really get to know that. You're able to start applying your experience of strategies to maintain growth enrollment and go from there.
And with my company and the vision of the multimedia marketing partnership was the whole fact of when I was looking at coming to Marywood, my high school didn't know what Marywood was in 2003. And when I got it, for whatever reason, and I have a strong faith and I trust in that, there was something about when I got that letter. And I was like, I don't know what happened, I want to know about Marywood. And I went into my guidance counselor at the time, and she's like, well, we have to check and make sure that this is real. And obviously she's like, yeah, it wasn't on our list, we've never heard of it. And that was back in 2003. almost 2 decades ago. And now, fast forward, I do a show with Liverpool Athletics, and I do a lot of shows with the high school students and student athletes and whatnot. So I'm doing Wake Up Call location at Avicoli's, a restaurant in Liverpool, and we just did it a few weeks ago. Girl walks by and I see Marywood shirt on.
Awesome.
And I said to her, I go, who goes to Marywood? She said, I'm going there. I said, for real, you're going to be a pacer? And I was like, yeah. I was like, get out. I was just there. Yeah, and I was there like the day before. And so I said, yeah, I was just on campus. And she, big smile, and all of a sudden her personality opens up. And she was so excited. She knows what she wants to study, what she's going to do. And so to me, you know, with multimedia marketing partnership, what I envision is to not have you be the best kept secret, but to have you be a very unkept secret that we're talking about all the time. And that's why I think it's imperative for, you know, prospective students and student athletes, as well as people who, like you said, are older coming back to school, maybe someone who never got to go to school. My mom started back then at the time, the family didn't have the means to do that monetarily, so she had to go right into the workplace. There's a lot of different avenues to go down, be it a student or student athlete, and I think it's great for them to hear your message. We share the message of Sister Mary Persico. There's leadership that is here that wants to help. And I think that, you know, in and of itself, the want to, the desire to, that's what people need to see, because in today's world, like you said, anticipating a drop-off within the next 2 years or so, next couple of years, and high school graduates that could be coming to college, it's imperative for schools to say who they are, be who they are, and live that.
Absolutely. And you know, you bring up, you know, I know there's several new members of campus leadership on the campus, and you know, we go back to, you know, what's right on our website about passion and purpose, and I think you're really seeing that vibe in us living that model, and also remembering our mission, vision, and values within Marywood, to make sure that we're supporting the history, you know, the culture, but also adapting to this new world in higher education, and again, going back to nimble, being as nimble as possible to support our students and have them have an amazing experience. And I love that you broke out the Syracuse, you know, reference, because our location is so close. And you know, yes, it's, you know, we think that Central New York is so maybe far away, but it's not. 2 hours, 15 minutes probably from Center City, Syracuse. Maybe a little less?
2 hours.
2 hours, okay.
I can do it in 2 hours.
You heard it here.
I could do it in 2 hours, but no, I mean, I've done the drive so many times, and I tell people all the time, and I bring up Marywood all the time, and I've had this statement come out of my mouth multiple times in the last few weeks, because I'm just used to it. And I mean, I love my alma mater, so to me, it's nothing to talk about Marywood and how important this is to me. And if I don't have an answer, then I'm going to seek that either from you or Sister Mary or from Pat Murphy or whoever it may be. So in the world that we live in today, I love telling people, I said, listen, it's almost a direct straight line. From if you look on a map from Syracuse to Scranton, it's almost an exact straight line down. And it is. It's 2 hours. You brought up being at Binghamton University. Binghamton's my halfway point. When I make it to Binghamton, I know I got about an hour to go. And what I love about the fact of it being here is that to bring it to the sports side of things, a lot of the coaches are recruiting up there. A lot of the coaches, be it for soccer, be it for field hockey, be it for lacrosse and what have you. You know, I know that Carrie Brown just went up there with the women's lacrosse team to the Dome to see a Syracuse game, a little team bonding event. And there's so much talent that's right there, and it's right for the taking. Central and upstate New York is vast, and there's so much life there. And when I went to school here, I mean, one of my closest friends came from Ghana, Africa. And so I'm asking him, how did you hear about Marywood, and how did I hear about Marywood? And, you know, it's so... I don't think it's a secret. I really don't think it's a secret, and to continue to uncover that and to tell people, you know, the vision and the mission. And I think about the sports side of it next to the Pacer, fierce, focused first. And, you know, being fierce means being tenacious, going after what you want, focused, having a plan, and being able to literally focus forward and zoom into it and take that lens and make it be what you need it to be, so you can see that end game and where you want to go and what you want to do. And then first, to find the places where you can develop quicker, bring things in sooner, and be ahead of the curve like Marywood has been with esports, which I think has been tremendous, is you're way ahead of the curve for that.
No, absolutely. We're extremely proud of our new esports facility and the work that's happening within that team, becoming a competitive player right away. And I think you go back to the Fierce Focus first, that Marywood is becoming a continued player when it comes to NCAA Division III athletics, and then also just being in the mix in terms of competition and in terms of expanding, diversifying the roster to not just be a regional roster, but being able to go out and be able to recruit in Central New York or in the Capital District or in Westchester, Long Island, Northern Jersey. We're looking for competitive students here that want to play and want to be amazing student athletes for us.
You mentioned it, so I have to bring it up before we dive into sports a little bit more. Give me the reason why the bow tie.
The bow tie. It's always been a lifelong goal for me. When I first saw someone tie a bow tie, I said, I want to do this. And I think I was about 12, 13 years old. I just never had the guts to try it, nor did I really have a reason to wear a dress shirt at that time. And actually, I kind of let it go for a little bit. And then when I hit my mid-30s, I said, I got to give this a go. Well, come to realize, all the videos that are online as I'm trying to learn, they're all from folks that are right-handed. Mm-hmm. So I'm a lefty. So I tried and I failed miserably for about a month. Tried every morning, watching a video, trying to do it. And then one Sunday I just said, I gotta do this. And I spent 6 hours in front of a mirror and I got it done. I like the bow ties. I say because one, I think it works for me and kind of my dress style, what I like to wear. Also, I find it easier to wear, that I don't have to tie flop around every day, and it's just comfortable. I just always liked it, and I like that you can mix it up a little bit and show your personality through this little piece of clothing. But so I've been doing it for about 5 years. About 4 out of the 5 days a week, I'm rocking a bow tie.
So, since you had to watch videos of only righties doing it, have you paid it forward by videotaping you as a lefty doing it to help other lefties out there like yourself to not have to go through the struggle?
I'm going to have to add that to my bucket list now. Now I'm going to have to become a tutor in left-handed bow tie training.
We'll put it on our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/called the lefty bow tie with Rob Piurowski. I would love to see that. So you and I had crossed paths but didn't really know it a couple months ago. As you said, you were at the weight-out game.
Yep.
And I was here doing the PA announcement and also helping out with some other pieces of it, so being the voice of the doubleheader for men's and women's basketball inside of the Insulaco Arena. So you got to see the basketball side of things. You were here. I know Sister Mary was here. You've gotten to see different programs, obviously, in your few months that you've been here. Where is your sports passion? Where does it lie? And how has it evolved?
So my passion for sports, I'm not going to lie, I'm a tried and true D3 sports junkie. I love going to sporting events. Full disclosure, Knicks, Giants, Yankees, but Division III sports, I've always supported the athletic programs at different institutions, trying to be as involved as possible, whether it's in the stands or I actually had a cup of coffee for a couple years announcing men's and women's basketball games at my previous institution, so being able to be right on the court. Naturally, I just have that passion for sports. I'm a former college student athlete. I grew up playing competitive tennis, played #1 singles and doubles in college for tennis. Can't really give it a go anymore. We get a little older, and the mind says one thing, the body says the other. But you never lose that passion. I think that's something that when I have an opportunity to connect with coaches, to connect with student athletes or potential student athletes, they want to see also, even if they're not directly involved in athletics, they want to see someone that understands what their aspirations are, what goals are, but also to maintain that competitive fire. And I think intern, which has been a great fit, and definitely building a relationship with Pat Murphy, the athletic director here, is that he knows I have that competitive fire, that I want our student athletes to be amazing students. Mm-hmm. But right there, I also want them to be amazing athletes as well, and leave it all on the table when they go out.
you said you're a D3 junkie and that you love that world. That makes my heart like have a, because D3 doesn't get the respect that it deserves. And when people get around NCAA Division I, Division II, Division III, USCAA, NJCAA, I've been around it all. And student athletes are student athletes. It is a difficult road. It is a full-time job to be a student. It is a full-time job to be an athlete. It is a full-time job that sometimes there are jobs that we work. I had jobs when I was here, and I ran the station, the TV station as a station manager, and I was the first ever sports director at Marywood. So there's all these things that you're doing job on job on job, and regardless of division, you have to train, you have to watch film, you have to go out there and practice, you got to do things at home, you have to be strong mentally, you got to be prepared in games. That never goes away. So can we take away the stigma of Division III, and because you're such a junkie and a supporter of it, can we spotlight D3 at Marywood and as a whole to say these student athletes deserve the same amount of respect as everybody else?
Absolutely, and I want to say that, and I'm going to look into the camera and say to all those student athletes in Division III, thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for your love of athletics, and thank you for the grind. I'm also going to extend that out to the athletic departments of Division III institutions. We do recognize that it's not always the glow and the shine of Division I or Division II, but we know how hard it is. We know it's a constant, 24/7, mode, not only for student athletes but for coaches. And definitely, I am all about working with Pat Murphy and the athletics department to continue to grow athletics, put the spotlight on athletics, making it a premier program, not only in the region, but let's go bigger.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. So you've been fantastic here, Rob Piurowski, as the VP of Enrollment Management and Student Services at Marywood University inside of this edition of Pacer Pride. And of course, we are here with you every single Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with my alma mater. You know this. Rob has never done this before, but Rapid Fire is something we've done for years on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We have 3 questions apiece. And I will ask each other questions, and it could be about anything in the world. We have to answer it. And I will defer to you and let you go first since you've been so gracious of your time.
And I'm going to throw right back since you're a Central New York person. You're at the New York State Fair. Do you go Gianelli sausage or do you go chicken speedy?
That's a good question. I typically try to find a good Philly cheese when I'm there.
Okay.
But I would say yes. But I would say if I had to choose, then I would probably choose chicken, just because I don't typically go sausage in general. If I have it, it's with breakfast or it's cut up or it's on something. So, Gianelli's is great. And nothing against Gianelli's whatsoever, but it's, to me in my world, it's chicken over that. But there's been some good Philly cheeses. Heroes and Legends, which doesn't exist anymore, which used to be our Center of Progress building. That's group. I want to thank them all. The Heroes and Legends staff in that kitchen made the best Philly cheese that we had there, and we don't have it anymore. So sad tear. But okay, so you talk about Central New York and appreciation for upstate New York and whatnot. How comfortable are, this is not my question, it's a primer to my question. How comfortable are you in the Syracuse realm?
Scale 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 4.
Okay, a 4. So I'll ask you this. Your overall thoughts on the 46-year coaching career of Jim Boeheim?
It's a long time. I just like for Jim Boeheim and also Coach Krzyzewski, to be able to have those careers is amazing, and you got to applaud it. And you think about a grind. Let's talk about a grind. That is a grind, and being able to know, Jim Boeheim's career when starting out with the Big East, and how the Big East was just this really small kind of D1 conference, not a lot of shine and work that was done. I mean, a major part was some of the moves by Coach Boeheim, bringing in Carmelo and GMAC, and being able to have that that storied tradition. But I still even think about the old days. I think about Derek Coleman. I think about Pearl Washington as a kid, and I mean, these are some classic moments that he was a part of this. I mean, he has such a tradition, and it's like when the time is done. I mean, I can't see Syracuse basketball without Coach Behinder, but we know, you know, it's going to be a sad day, but we also got to be thankful for someone like that that's giving so much to the game.
Ray Danforth was there, and then in '76, Boeheim took over, and shortly after that, the creation of the Big East, Syracuse being one of the founding members of that, and still to this day, I love the Big East. And I was at the Garden for this tournament that just finished up here for the men's basketball side. And they showed historic moments of the Big East tournament and all that. Jim Boeheim's still there. Syracuse moments are still there. It still gets me emotional. And now with all the teams that are there and Syracuse not there, without Syracuse and Pitt, the band's together. UConn's back. So it just looks like everybody's having lunch and they forgot to pull up a chair for Syracuse. So it's very weird to see it, but you know, I'll always be a Big East kid. And before Pearl passed away, I got to form a bond and a friendship with him and sat with him like this in the car and called me his brother. And I will never forget Pearl, and I'll never forget the time we got to spend before, you know, he went back home.
But not to dampen the spirits of this conversation, full disclosure, I was a Georgetown fan. Patrick Ewing, the Warrior.
So, I'm gonna walk off set right now. But no, Patrick is actually he's great, and I got to meet John Thompson Jr. before he passed, and I've also gotten to interview Patrick Ewing after Pearl passed away. And after Pearl passed, was down at NBA Summer League and all.com/wake up call DT. If you look up Patrick Ewing on that, months after, I think it might have been a year after Pearl died, I asked him about Pearl, and he still gave a backhanded compliment. I'm like, he passed away. But that is the Georgetown-Syracuse rivalry. They will fight you in your grave.
Yeah. Patrick Ewing, I loved Patrick Ewing when he was in college, and I was a Knicks fan before Patrick Ewing was a member of the Knicks, so it's just a natural tie-in. And you know, I know he had that rough edge to him, but you know, as a young kid that loved basketball, he's someone to me that epitomized like being a good player, working hard, you know, having a good work ethic, and even you know, through my love of basketball, I love a good defensive player. I know Patrick used to take about 5 or 6 steps before shooting, but you know, he was always there, just holding down the defense and led those really great Knicks teams.
I will try to find a way to forgive you for what you said. What's your second question?
You know, so let's pivot back to Marywood. So I know you've had a lot of really great experiences here, but as someone that is relatively new to the community, what can you share with me a memory or a tradition that you still hold true to this day that's like one of those singular events that you really loved?
Yeah, I started my professional career. So without Marywood University, I could not say that I've been a broadcaster for over 18 years. I was and those of you that are loyal to the show, thank you. And I feel like you followed me on this path before, but to tell this story, I was living in Madonna Hall as a freshman, and my buddy Brandon Smith, who went to school here and was also, it was an RA at Madonna. So I was downstairs in Madonna Hall at the time before it was renovated, and I was doing laundry. And I didn't even know that there was a game that day. And I had told him, I said, listen, I want to be a broadcaster, I want to commentate, this is something that I love to do. And I've been watching SportsCenter since I was 10 years old. I have a photographic memory, I collect cards, like I want to live in this world, and it's just like, it's a part of me. So he called me 12 minutes before a game, and I had, I believe, a blue hamper, and one of those collapsible ones, and to this day, I do not know where my clothes went. I don't know if somebody took them, I don't know what happened, but I had my clothes on the top of the washer, and I was putting in the final quarter, and I remember looking at the quarter, and my phone rang, and Brandon said to me, hey, I know you always wanted to do this. The guy that was supposed to be here didn't show up, he can't come today. You got about 12 minutes to get here, can you do it? I literally dropped everything that was there, ran out, and went to the old gym at the time, and went to the broadcast, didn't know the team that Mary was playing, didn't know the names of anybody, pronunciation, nothing. Got in there, had fun by myself, And after that, they said, we want to try and do this on audio and video. We thought it was great. We got calls. It was funny. People enjoyed it. We want to try and make this a thing. And about 3 shows in, we just jumped into it. I created the logo, the first graphics for it, put a team together, and then ran it every day. Didn't want to let it go. And Brendan Murphy, shout out to you, Brendan. I love you. A good friend of mine. He asked me when he was doing courtside here, he asked me to come back twice, which I never thought I'd be able to do because it's student run. And he asked me to come back and do the games with him, and we did a couple of double headers, and it was a fantastic moment with it. And Rico Mastriani, obviously the men's basketball coach, was there for these. And so, I mean, honestly, the moment of starting my career, and I would also say I wanted to learn how to do it, and I tried to, couldn't figure it out, and came in on like a Saturday, I sat in the control room for our TV station here, and I taught myself how to do it, and actually got to bring that tape in and share that and be like, this is how you run the bottom line. So I figured out the code to do it that moment, and then I probably been asked to come back as a keynote speaker. And Enrico called me. At the time, Tara Machaka was the women's basketball head coach, and Enrico said, Tara and I would like you to be our keynote speaker. And my first response was, I said, I don't deserve that. I was like, that's a Bob Costas job. And I got to come back and be a part of it and be honored for courtside and everything here. So, I mean, I thank Marywood for a million memories, but, you know, a couple months into school, November 2003, starting my career, and now 18 plus years later, I own my own business. We'll be having our 10-year anniversary on June 20th of 2022. And it all started with a great education, great people, and a department, and an athletic department, and a communications department that said to me, the door is open, walk through it if you want to. So, I mean, you really can't get an experience anywhere else like you got here, and I will always, always be grateful for that.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that memory, and I think one of the key takeaways to any prospective students or any parents that may share this with prospective students is, you know, once you start your college experience, take a leap, try something different, and even if it's something in your wheelhouse that you've never done before, just try it. What's the worst that happens? And then look where you are now. That's awesome.
Full circle.
Yes, sir.
So, on that note, the biggest leap you've ever taken in your life?
That's a good one. I think the biggest leap for me, I mean, this is a pretty sizable leap, but it's almost too easy to say. This is too quick to say that. I'd actually say very similar to your road is I realized after my first year of college that I didn't really necessarily know what I wanted to do. I started off as an accounting major. I was playing college sports, but I really didn't really know if I wanted to be an accountant. I kind of realized that being in that first year of college, getting involved in campus activities, that I had a different motor. I wouldn't be able to be behind a desk the rest of my life and just crunch numbers. And I didn't really know what to do. And I really thank my blessings for, I was in a college fraternity, and one of the seniors in the fraternity just said, you got to figure out what you want to do, Rob. It's college is going to be like this. And he was like, well, this is what I did. And he actually suggested for me to do the Walt Disney World College program. And, for someone that grew up in upstate New York, I'm originally from Albany, New York, went to Kamp Central High School, the Raiders, that I never really left New York. I went to college about an hour and a half away, and yes, I lived away, but I never explored the world or even explored the United States. And to be able to go down for a 6-month program to Walt Disney World and to be just exposed to just the world's a big place, and the United States is a big place, and to be able to meet people from across the world and gain different business perspectives and that spirit of service was just something that was a game changer, kind of similar to what you had, and I really embraced that, and I was able to go down and continue to go down to Walt Disney World and continue internships during the summers, but really allowed me not only to develop and really shaped who I am personality-wise, but also developed my love for statistics. I was able to do different things that maybe wouldn't have been afforded to me in a traditional internship. It really set the stage for what would be my career that would lead me here today, which is just, I really like to just help people. That's kind of the antithesis of Walt Disney World training, and it just kept evolving.
Full circle, funny how God works. I did the Walt Disney World internship program, and I did it here at Marywood, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to go down there and live in that world. And I had a very unique phone interview that I will never forget because I took a leap and I thought they're either not going to hire me or she's going to think this is hilarious. So, what's your final question?
Final question. So given that I'm relatively new to Scranton, Dunmore, the area, I know I could always ask the question, like, what's your go-to restaurant area? But, like, what would you say outside of going to eat? Like, what would you recommend as something for me to do in the area? Where should I go? What should I check out?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I love to discover, and I think that because a little show that some of you may know called The Office, because it was based on Scranton, Pennsylvania, there's now an ode to it, and I actually created, by going online and doing some research, I created my own office tour and different places to check out in Scranton, Pennsylvania that are all around Marywood. And so I would say that's kind of a fun scavenger hunt to do. I would also say I'm a big movie guy. I love the movies, and I absolutely love Cinemark. And the one that's here is on Montage Mountain is still one of my favorites, top 2 ever, if not my number 1. Because I saw so many movies there. I worked there when I was going to school at Marywood to make a little money and be able to take care of some stuff. So, I would say it's the office tour. I would say, Cinemark's fun. Also, obviously the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees are right there for you. You're a Yankee fan, so you get to see a lot of the come up, and you get to see guys that end up being all-stars and end up winning World Series coming through here. So it's really incredible. So I would say that's another part of it too, and really, just take in a nature walk. I'm big on walking, healthy mind, healthy body.
Absolutely.
Healthy body, healthy mind. So, walk around campus, go pull your car up somewhere onto one of the hills and park it and just go out for a little walk. There's some really, really beautiful pieces here, and Nahog Park and different sites to see. So I would say you can make Northeast PA your own journey. You just have to be willing to open your mind.
Great. All right, so
I got one more for you. So you asked me that.
I did.
Yes, you were to go. So my last one for you is. So are you a movie guy? Do you like?
I am a movie guy.
Okay. So do you see Marvel? Do you see DC? Any of that stuff?
I do see those movies.
Okay. So what if you were in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Give me 5 members of the Marvel, anybody, that you would make, if you could make your own Avengers team to defeat Thanos, give me your 5 that you think have the best chance.
Ooh. Well, full disclosure, I haven't read the comic books, I've only seen the movies, so.
That's okay.
I'm a traditionalist. I think it's going with the original Avengers crew. And, even if you think about it, we know that, Natasha Romanoff, don't want to do any spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen. But I would go with the core. I would go with the core 5, or the core group. So we got Captain America, we got Thor, we got Hulk, we got Black Widow, we got Hawkeye, and I think.
You said Captain America, Thor.
Yeah.
Thor, Iron Man.
Iron Man. So 6. So I think they would have figured it out, but kudos to Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Who knew that there was just one? Just one.
Yeah.
And the multiverse of madness is obviously something that is going to change things forever. So, Speaking of changing things forever, your time at Marywood University changed my life forever. and it has the opportunity to change yours. All you have to do is do what my teachers and the wonderful staff members and administration did here, which is open the door. And Rob Piurowski has made it known that his door is open. In his office hours, he makes his time well spent to come out and see you and speak with the student body. So whether you're a prospective student or you're already on campus, make sure you go and visit Rob, our VP of Enrollment Management and Student Services. And of course, if you ever need to hear from an alum and you want some advice, I am more than happy to lend my ear and lend my time. So with that being said, for this edition of Pacer Pride on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Marywood University and your Pacers, I thank you. I wish you a fantastic day. God bless as always. And Rob, thank you, and I hope for many more opportunities to speak to you. We'll talk with you soon. Let's see if you can rock the bow tie like Rob does.
Cafe Cabal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafecabal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Cabal needs. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
This is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York, open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you? The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every time. Make sure you make your way out to the Millhouse Market every Tuesday through Sunday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's so many different ways to enjoy the Millhouse Market. You can go to their drive-through window to grab your food and go, and you can download the app at the Millhouse Market on Google Play or Apple App Store. Once you have that, you will have the entire menu at your fingertips, from their homemade breads and desserts to quinoa bowls, rice bowls, brick oven pizzas, and sandwiches named after the families that helped to settle today's Pulaski. Ingrained in our community and ingrained in our taste buds, the Millhouse Market is there for you with that drive-through window, and you can order on the app as well as calling 315-298-4104. That's 315-298-4104. You can also call that number for catering, and they have their indoor dining where you can take your food and go and eat it inside of their restaurant, and they have their general store with local products from local companies, supporting local honeys, local syrups, as well as locally made jewelry, soaps, and so many different pieces. The general store to the indoor dining to the drive-through window to catering, the Millhouse Market is so many places in one, and connecting back to our community, paying it forward in our community, remembering the history of Pulaski, and building toward a brighter future. I want to thank the Millhouse Market for everything that they do, led by their tireless and constantly creative leader, Miss Rebecca Alford.
make sure you go out to them. 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. Worth the drive every time. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life, I want to thank you for being a part of today's broadcast. I want to thank all my fantastic guests and all the awesome fun that we got to have here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. So a big time thank you to everyone that was a part of this. Of course, Cafe Kubal, inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. You can go to them on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, where we will be this Tuesday, April 19th for the entire broadcast. 401 South Salina Street, Tuesday, April 19th from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time with Bryan and Stratton College national champion, assistant AD, and women's soccer head coach Alex Grigorita coming from Moldova to the United States of America. So we will have Alex with us as we have a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and enjoy our time at Cafe Kubal downtown. They also have their locations on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse, as well as inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital. So make sure you head out there. A big time thanks to all of you watching and listening every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where sports meets that thing called life. On YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com, all /Wake Up Call DT to keep it easy. And of course, you can find us also on Facebook.com /LiveNowDT and on WakeUpCallDT.com. Once the shows go live, you can search for us on Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, MixLR, YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podbean, and more. And we have 2 new places we've been added to, and I'll be making that announcement on our social media. Search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and Wake Up Call DT to find us there. Thank you to our Central and Upstate New York partners and beyond, Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Avicoli's Canine Camp Dog Daycare, PB&J's Lunchbox, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. Can order from anywhere in the country at maandpazpopcorn.com. Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Honda City of Liverpool, the Millhouse Market, Pizza Man, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Mother's Cupboard, and of course our proud exclusive multimedia marketing partnerships with your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It is Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, sharing the stories of the Dolphins, past, present, and future. The Lemoyne Dolphins come to you in Dolphin Time every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, sharing AD and DT with you every first and third Wednesday, featuring Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora, and every second and fourth Wednesday, bringing you Dolphin Dive with our stories from student athletes, coaches, administration, as well as future Dolphins and alumni. You can check out the entire archive on the Lemoyne tab of WakeUpCallDT.com, as well as by subscribing to YouTube.com /WakeUpCallDT. So make sure you check us out there. And of course, you can go to LeMoyneDolphins.com for more information. Fins up. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the proud multimedia marketing partner of your Marywood University Pacers. Pacer Pride comes to you every single month, exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, airing on Fridays to round out the week. You just saw our Pacer Pride special with Rob Piurowski, the new Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Services at Marywood University. You can check out all of our specials with the Marywood University Pacers in unprecedented content with a spotlight on Marywood unlike ever before by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com /WakeUpCallDT and clicking subscribe. And of course, by going to the Marywood tab on WakeUpCallDT.com. Get more information on your Pacers by going to MarywoodPacers.com. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are also proud exclusive multimedia marketing partners of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, bringing you the Bobcat Buzz every single month. The Bobcats joining us for numerous specials. We started working together on February 1st of this year, 2022, and we've already had a roundtable discussion to remember with multiple faces of the sports world of Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. We've also had a sit-down discussion to get to know national champion Nick Dimitrievski, a sit-down talk to get to know national champion Alex Grigorita. We did the exclusive breaking news announcement of Clay Gagan Sherman taking the men's basketball head coaching job at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse. We did the final conversation and the first one on the heels of Dan Frasina, who started the men's basketball program, heading out at PB&J's Lunchbox. Clay's special was at Mother's Cupboard, and we'll be with Alex Grigorita this coming Tuesday, April 19th, on site at Cafe Kubal. So not only telling the stories of the Bobcats, but bringing them to a place near you. So make sure you check out the Bobcat Buzz by going to the BSC SYR tab on wakeupcalldt.com, and of course, by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and clicking subscribe. Get more information by going to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. I appreciate you listening and watching, as always, every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Catch us on our social medias. I have a lot of announcements that I will be making. Facebook at wakeupcalldt, Twitter at calldt, Instagram at wakeupcall_DT. We will be live from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. today at PB&J's Lunchbox as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of their Streetside Cafe. Come and see our live remote at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Today, April 15th, we will be featuring Will Hicks, the strength and conditioning guru who is responsible for building a bridge for Syracuse football players into the NFL. We will be talking with him as well as Rob Drummond during our 3 to 5 p.m. live remote. So come out from 3 to 5, grab my DT Melt PB and Fluff, grilled PB and Fluff with roasted pecans and a little bit of jelly as well. Come and get my sweet and savory DT Melt today as it's unveiled for the first time ever. The DT Melt is going to be on site on location at PB&J's Lunchbox, as well as Will Hicks, Rob Drummond, and myself, Dan Tortora, 3 to 5 p.m. Come see our live remote at PB&J's Lunchbox as a local business in Central New York. Hashtag support CNY is celebrating their 1-year anniversary. Big ups to Pat and Sue, and God bless to PB&J's Lunchbox. We'll see you out there today from 3 to 5 p.m. on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. I want to thank Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay for lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. I want to thank Jimmer Sikowski for his fight and his loved ones for it as well. I want to thank God for helping me to have such a beautiful friend as Jimmer Sikowski. I want to give a shout out to the top dog of the week, Chloe, as well as Brett Phillips, for that incredible moment in sports, and thank Major League Baseball and Fox for sharing that moment with us, which was a great moment, and then Brett hits a home run in the middle of a great moment that made a great moment, a timeless moment that was even greater than we ever thought it could be, because God is good and there is no such thing as coincidences. Top dog of the week, K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding of East Syracuse, the only place to bring your furry-loving friend for your home away from home. And, of course, a big thanks to our Pacer Pride guest, VP of Enrollment Management and Student Services at Marywood University, Mr. Rob Piurowski. Thank you to Marywood University. Thank you to Cafe Kubal. Thank you to you. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you in a few hours. God bless. No stress. Do your best. Get that DT Melt today at PB&J's Lunchbox, celebrating 1-year anniversary with a live remote from 3 to 5 p.m. with Will Hicks, Rob Drummond, and myself, Dan Tortora. You can call me DT. I'll see you out at PB&J's Lunchbox. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please